Good afternoon, friends. Fatima, can we start or we wait for some time? Anyone is there? Should we wait for 5 minutes or start?
We can start now.
Okay. So, friends, we were doing Centainalis. So, we did few remedies last time. A quick revision. So, what is Centainalis? These are the parasitic plants who depend on others. Total, there are partial dependence or total dependence. So basically, fifth subclass and young adult age. Fifth subclass, going out, reasoning, logical, brain development, everything, the qualities which you need to exist in outside world. And young adult, very ambitious, good in his work, and then forming the intimate relationship. These are the remedies. We did fludipidra last time. Liriosma. Today we are doing Okubaka and Santalam album. Madam did Viscum with you and we did 3 last time. So what is the basic theme? Me versus you. It's a theme of fifth subclass. But because of the parasitic nature, I am completely dependent on other. I do not exist without other. I feel powerless in the relationship. A parasitic relationship. And what happens when there is a parasitic relationship? It draws your energy, right? So it causes a lot of weakness, exhaustion, drying up, inability to work. And there is a lot of thyroid disorders and autoimmunity, and then the cancer. So these are the different families here. So there are two types, leafless species who are totally dependent because there are no leaves which function. So there are totally, and there is a leafy variety which is a semi-parasitic. So they are dependent for the water and rest of the things they manage. So we did this fifth column, masculine, split between feminine and masculine. There is a relationship, companionship, partnership. Father figure is important here. Area of rules and regulation, legal things, lot of religiosity, fanatism, and then comes the rigidity, muscular skeletal rigidity. And young adult who is extremely ambitious, wants to work hard outside the world. They take a lot of responsibility, independent, and other one is the sexuality and forming the intimate relationship. So because of parasitic nature, extremely dependency, holding on the emotion. That's a lot of grudges. And young adult, where there is no advancement, achievement, means then because of parasitic nature, they are not able to function outside in the world. So today, I will just read one case which I told you last time. So this is important. No? Because of parasitism, they feel extremely weak and exhausted. And most of the remedy, if you see, which we studied, have a lot of weakness, extreme weakness. At the end of the day, just they are not able to function. Thyroid affection, throat means they feel so much choking, there is a ball sensation, and they are not able to communicate. So basically, here there is a communication difficulty over a period of time. And then the exhaustion. Liver, immune system, pancreas affection. This is the fifth subclass. So we'll read today Fludipidra once again, and then I will read one case which I told you last time. Probably I missed. So I've collected the data of that case. You just feel if the case connects to Fludipidra or not, because see, we miss so many cases like this. And these are the important remedy. If you connect to fifth subclass, if you connect to adult stage, and if you connect to parasite, and then if you connect to the disease, where is the action of these remedies, then probably you'll be able to prescribe these remedies, and then you'll be able to study this remedy more in details. Like very few data is there. We are bringing all the data from whatever sources we have, and we are giving you. So now you go on connecting in your clinics also. Probably you also might have missed these cases. So I'm just reading Fludipidra symptoms, and then I'm reading the case which I have. I've not given medicine. I'm again telling you. And I have brought the case which I had missed in past, and I just brought all the data which I have. So used for gastric and hepatic disturbances, a lot of epilepsy and rickets. This is very effective in the thyroid complaints. So very good remedy for goiter, impaired thyroid function. Goiter, where the gland comes out, there is a impaired function. And along with goiter, there is a lot of depression, which causes a lot of weakness, fatigue, sadness, up to the suicidal state. See, you have to see what are the symptoms of goiter, what is the presentation of depression. That is how you will characterize the remedy. So here, with depression comes a lot of weakness, fatigue, and sadness. Along with that, suicidal tendencies and difficulty in communicating with others. Madam had taken last time, throat chakra, where there is a communication. So that gets blocked. And characteristic expression, if you see, there is a blocked sensation in throat. Symptomatically, if you see, that is the presentation. Then we see styes and eyesight problem, impaired vision, pain while reading, metabolic complaints, metabolic complaints associated with lot of nausea, especially in diabetes. So this difference we had taken last time, we differentiated with the Creta gas and this also. So iodine is the hyperthyroidism, spongia is the hypothyroidism. But Fludipidra, if you see, there is a goiter with impaired function and a lot of pressure on the chest, and associated with diabetes, liver problem, and there are a lot of heart problem like myocarditis. And see characteristic expression, lump in the back of the throat, in the neck. This is important, if you see. So physical level expression is sensation of the lump in the throat, fluttering of the heart, weakened immune system, tendency towards metabolic and liver problem. Mental level, difficulty communicating with others, feeling of being stuck and not finishing things, feeling of shame and self-hatredness. This is important. Like if you're not able to function, if you're not able to do, then automatically this comes, feeling of shame and self-hatredness. It is self-critical nature, what we see. Hatred, and hatred towards the person on whom they are dependent on, because they feel I'm not able to function, and they have a lot of anger towards that person. And the depression with suicidal tendency, which causes, and a lot of addictions, dependency, cravings, and feeling shut in the house. See, again, because you are not able to function outside, they are not able to go outside. They are not able to do anything. And ultimately they feel ki, I'm shut inside because I'm not able to exist. This case, how much ever I'm reading, I'm further able to connect the case ki I missed this remedy. That is what I'm feeling. So this remedy is useful is in mental fatigue with sensation that the brain is stuffed with cotton wool. The person feels mentally tired, slow, unable to concentrate. So impaired thyroid function, there are a lot of mouth ulcers, feeling of decay in the stomach, spasmodic diarrhea, pain and inflammation in liver and thyroid region. Because we saw a lot of autoimmune disorder. So I told you last time this remedy is useful for Hashimoto's also because thyroid plus autoimmune. Goiter is also there. Happened. So there is a lot of nausea. We already read this, and then there was the case. Huh? Now I will read. Keep this with interactive. Keep writing in your chat box whatever comes to your mind. Huh? So I'll stop share and I'll read. And you write in the chat box. Huh? So this lady had come to me maybe around 10, 15 years back. She was into 50s that time. And see, I've written her complaints in that order because she was there with me for pretty long time. So she had come with her acidity issue initially 15 years back, lot of acidity. And before that, there were no issues. And she said, there's a lot of domination of mother-in-law and she doesn't allow me to do anything. And slowly over a period of time, I saw that she had become very quiet. She never used to express anything. And then she developed rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, she was finding it so difficult to walk and there's a lot of stiffness. And then she developed Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So currently she has all these three complaints. Huh? And mother-in-law is no more, but then she had become very quiet, very aloof. She doesn't share her problem. Most of the data her husband gives. And she's now current complaint is she's having cancer, rapidly progressive stomach cancer she developed. And then most of the data are shared by husband and daughter. So my observation over a period of time, patient does not talk much, never shares her feeling or any problem, extremely dependent on others. Means, see, type of dependency, she cannot walk without holding husband or son. She always has to hold son, otherwise she feels I will fall down. And it has happened also. She falls down if husband or son is not around. So she falls frequently. So neurological opinion was taken. Everything was normal. There was no reason for falling as such. And she always had this complaint. I feel as if there are cotton balls below my foot. Here in Fludipeta, when we were reading, cotton balls in brain was written, but the patient used to say, there is as if I'm walking on cotton. She has no confidence in anything. She has a lot of inferiority was there. All other women know so many things. I don't know anything. I cannot function in the world. Uh, uh, all other ladies of her age are now using Punjabi dresses. She doesn't use. There is no restriction as such, but she feels I don't look good in that. Means both sides she suffers. If she wears also she suffers, I don't look good. And if she doesn't wear, she feels oh, I'm always wearing these old-fashioned things. So this was the data. There were a lot of other data was there. But I was just thinking overall travel, if you see of the illnesses, The illness started with acidity, then rheumatoid arthritis, then Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and then cancer. Exactly what we read in Fludipidra. And there was inability to communicate her problem. Slowly she went into shell. She's not able to. It is not that she doesn't know, but she is not able to express her problem. There is so much confusion inside, and she's not confident about herself. And then for every small thing, she's so dependent on husband. She has to hold her husband for simple walking. She doesn't go out of house without her husband or son. That much type of dependency. So somewhere I feel I've given a lot of lack remedies in her case. I've given even Baraitas and so many that type of remedies where there is complete dependency was there, but nothing helped. No registration also. But probably this medicine, which I missed because I don't know. And typically, if you see fifth subclass, no, lack remedies comes there, which I've given animal correspondent, and so much you versus me. She always used to talk about mother-in-law who is so dominating, and in the process, she lost her voice. She's not able to communicate her problems. So with this, I personally feel I missed this remedy. You people also think what I'm thinking is right or not, and then we'll go ahead with two remedies which we missed. Anything is written in chat box? Group has thought anything? Fatima, are you there? If anything comes, read. Huh? I'll start with the further. We have done all these remedies last time, read, and then we took two remedies. It was when I did this last time, I was reading also, I was got connected so much. I was thinking so many patients we get this type, but we don't know these remedies. That's why we don't prescribe. So we'll start with this. Akubaka obreu. I don't know how to pronounce, but Akubaka. So it's a tall, semi-parasitic plant native of African rainforest. Its fruit is of size of grape, and this plant causes death of the trees around. So not only the tree on which it is dependent, but it is all trees around also dies because of its presence. That much is the parasitic quality. Probably it takes everything from the earth. So it causes lot of mental, physical, emotional weakness, extreme weakness and fatigue. Typical, now you have to think, we are talking about the parasitic plant. So what parasite does to our system? They suck all our energy. And then what happens? It causes weakness and exhaustion. So typically it causes a lot of physical weakness, and along with that comes the mental weakness. That is weakness of memory. A lot of dyslexia symptoms are present in Akubaka. Difficulties in learning, and there whatever, like if there is any prolonged fever, if you have taken antibiotics, if you have taken chemotherapy, any strong medicine, if you have taken for a long time, it causes a lot of weakness, and it's difficult to cure from that. Means that weakness persists for pretty long time. So difficult recovery from influenza, suitable after taking too many allopathic medicines. Many patients tell us, na, hey, I feel very weak after allopathic medicines. So in that case, we can think of this medicine. Lot of weakness of endocrine system, internal inertia, tightness in the throat area, especially the effect on thyroid gland, because a lot of effect on endocrinal system, no? Weakness of endocrine system. So here, like previous remedies also, we have seen a lot of effect on thyroid gland. Here also, it affects the thyroid gland. It damages the thymus, causing decline in the immunity. Again, lot of cancerous growth. Strong allergic tendencies, respiratory, the whole system is affected. Eyes, nose, throat. There is a lot of dryness and along with the block sensation. Eyes, nose affection, dryness, sandy feeling. Sinuses get blocked and it causes the asthma also. So the whole respiratory system is affected. Allergy to wheat. See, respiratory allergy is also there and wheat allergy is also there. Uh, and it is expressed in the skin in the form of eruption. And then we see a lot of distension of the abdomen and joint affection, tendency to emaciate. This is very important, like weakness, exhaustion, tiredness, emaciation, parasite. You have to think probably something from outside is attacking. Severe chronic state of candida. See, so if so much weakness comes, if weakness is experienced at all the level, mental, physical, emotional, internal, then what will happen? There will be a candida growth, huh? Because body's immune system is so weak, automatically candid infection develops, no? It progresses. There is a lot of stomach issues like food poisoning, like the stomach is so sensitive, everything bothers. Aggravation after vaccination, suppressions after antibiotic, allergic skin diseases, a lot of dryness, flakiness, roughness, redness, autoimmune problems like stiffness and swelling of joints. And there is a lot of swelling also, hands and feet feel very puffy. So I told you dyslexia and learning disability is there. So if you see there is a difficulty in studies, along with that, if you see a lot of allergy, either there is a past history or a family history, do think about this. Foggy brain, feeling of the head, diminution of creativity, weakness with the black mood, sees everything black when in a bad times, deformity of the thoughts. So thoughts are deformed, wants to harm, hurt. See, they're so much parasitic now. So because they're incapable, not able to do, it causes a lot of frustration inside. There is an aggression, and then they try to harm others, wants to harm, hurt others. So slowly it gets converted into destructive behavior, malicious behavior. So quick recap of Akubaka and then we'll take the case. So it is semi-parasitic. It kills all the trees around. Huh? There is a lot of weakness and remedy is very good if you give after any prolonged infection, after a lot of use of allopathic medicine, after chemotherapy. So any prolonged thing which causes weakness, you can think of this remedy. So there is thyroid affection, there is effect on throat where there is a lot of tightness, tendency for cancer, along with that tendency for allergies, respiratory, skin and stomach. All the three levels you see allergies. Skin, respiratory, there is a lot of dryness with block sensation. Skin, there are a lot of eruption, and stomach, I told you, a lot of food poisoning type of symptoms. And along with that, there is a lot of weakness. And then because of a lot of weakness, it attracts the fungal infections. So candidiasis. And autoimmune, thyroid disorders and autoimmune joint disorders. And dyslexias. Then we will just read this one case which were available in Yaki's book. So this woman comes with hypothyroidism and constant joint pain. She has complaints of fibromyalgia. There was history of breast cancer, and that time there was one man who was helping her, who brought her out of the this cancer, and then they fall in relationship and they got married. But this man was very, very abusive and violent. And This lady is also very literate, very much functioning. She's working, strong working lady. But then she could not come out of this relationship. He was very violent and abusive and weak in front of him. Otherwise, she's very strong lady. But when he's around, she feels very weak. I have no independent life. But the moment I disconnect from him, then I will have nothing. See the type of relationship, then I'll have nothing. It will be good if he changes. So we could have a symbiotic relationship. Now, so what is the experience of the relationship? This is not the symbiotic relationship. So it is a parasitic relationship, and that's why I'm suffering. And she has history of gluten allergy. So if you see the thyroid effects along with a lot of joint issues, history of cancers, unhealthy, dependent relationship, very unhealthy, na? Violent, abusive husband, and she's a very strong lady functioning in the world, but still emotionally so much dependent. She just cannot disconnect from him, and she feels, I have nothing. And the thought of this symbiotic relationship and the allergies. With this remedy was given, and patient was much better. So second remedy of today is Santalum alba. I was surprised sandalwood is here, and it is called a sacred parasite. And its effects is more on genital tract and kidneys. See, genital tract, because it's a fifth subclass, na? Religiosity, good and bad, whether sexuality is right or wrong. I should control the sexual desire. I should give more importance to religiosity. So that is what is the conflict of the fifth subclass, and that we see here. So this is the medicinal plant which is used from, means long time people are using it for the gonorrhea. See, again, gonorrhea, what it is? It is the pathological secretion of the STD. So other cases were increased pustular secretion from mucous membranes. So all the illnesses, if you see, a lot of cystitis, leukorrhea, ulcerative colitis. So urinary tract and kidney infection. See now, a characteristic of this is lot of pustular secretions. So secretions which has the pustular quality. It's offensive, pus-like, yellowish, greenish. That is what is the pustular. So UTI, kidney affection, along with that, the throat infection, lot of chronic bronchitis. Characteristically, we see crumb sensation in the throat, crumb sensation, and epistaxis. Everything is swollen, face, eyes, lips, sensation of swelling of the anus, as well as lymph nodes behind the ears. Left ear totally blocked. So there is a left kidney affection with severe stabbing pain. So location also is characteristic, left kidney, because what? I'm controlling the emotions, right? I'm suppressing it. And the pain is aggravation with walking, better with pressure, pain lasting for weeks together. So continuous pain for weeks together. And with that, what happens? I feel very drained, exhausted, tired, weak. See, characteristic of the family. So I feel very weak. There is tendency to for kidney. So centellum is basically, if you see, there is a lot of kidney affection. So you see even kidney stones. So from bladder to kidney, everything is the action of the remedy. And with that strong affinity to genital area, it can arouse the sexual desire. Other polarity is aversion to husband, impotency, painful contractions of the penis. This is very important aspect. This is one aspect is the sexuality and the infection part, where there is lot of discharges and the infective discharges. More focus is on the infection because it's a pustular infection, pustular discharges. So this is one side where we are seeing the genital affection and the this kidney affection. Other side, if we see, there is lot of emotional issues, like there is extreme attachment to the partner, extreme attachment to the family members. So the loss of the person is very difficult to accept. So you see lot of theme of grief and bereavement. Dr. Jayesh has observed this remedy is very good for severe grief for weeks together. It remains for years, and patient remains in that pain. They are not able to forget the person who they have lost. So unable to let go of the memory of the deceased, difficulty in separating from the other. This is also a type of parasitic quality. You're not allowing soul to go away. Na? That you're still clinging on to the soul and you're not able to forget forget the pain. So there is a very strong elements from his death from the loved one. Here anyone is there, partner, father, mother, children, spouse, anyone. So, but they are not able to disconnect from that relationship. And the relationship is so strong, they self-sacrifice in relationship. They're so much tolerate. And so what happens? For them, it's a devotional relationship, but other side, other person exploit them. But they remain in that relationship. That is what is the difficulty. So for them, it's a sacrifice for the relationship, but for other person, they take advantage of the relationship. So the theme of religious, so here one theme is of grief has come up, other theme is of the religiousness has come up. So there is a theme of purity, glorious white light. So white light, which talks about the purity. Huh? So, inability, and then they accept, okay, this is my destiny. I cannot change my fate. See, this is self-sacrifice in relationship. So if there is a difficult relationship, they accept it as it is, and they take it as a destiny. And then they go into a lot of religious activities. They keep reciting prayers for hours together. They keep performing the puja. They they're being away from everyone. They just like to be with themselves and their God. Hmm? And they see, if you remember any mythological character where person has was so much devoted to God, Lord Krishna, and then dancing, singing, happiness, feeling good about the thing. Hmm? So just then they cut off from everything and they're just with themselves and their God, and they just enjoy that relationship. And so again, the dependency on this relationship and the purity of the relationship. And they get involved so much into this that as if nothing to do with this world. Huh? They are into their own world. And then the other polarity is they're extremely depressed, no enthusiasm to work. Nothing is attractive in this world. Negative about the future, prefers to be alone in nature. Issues with friends. See, they're not able to connect to the world around them. Depressed, no enthusiasm, nothing is attractive, negative about the future, prefers to be alone. In the nature, they get connected to something and they enjoy that. Issues with friends. So again, theme of death, death of father, brother, child, loved one, losing loved ones or their possessions. Such loss can come up suddenly as sudden shock and they are not able to come out of it. And you see a lot of cancer, and that is to a lymphatic cancer, because there is no place for water, right? No place for emotion, more of the masculine. So here water get clogged. It is very good remedy for the cancer pain. Sexual suppression. See the whole column, fifth subclass, if you see, there is a lot of sexual suppression, because there is more focus on the good part, more focus on the religious part, masculine part. So sexual is considered as dirty and not given value to it. So there is a lot of sexual suppression and extreme religiosity to the extent of OCD. Like if you see, you feel this is OCD like of symptoms, right? They forget the people around them. No? They are just remain in that they are praying for hours together. They are with the God and they cut off the people around them. So this looks like the OCD type of symptom. And the dreams of threat from animals, dreams of danger, dreams of being injured, and dreams of lot of violence. This type of dreams you see in this remedy. So overall, if you see what is tantalum, difficult to part away from the person. They are not able to cut off the relationship. They're very much connected and very much dependent on that relationship. So loss of the person by any way, not only death, but otherwise also. Like if we see previous patient also, Akubaka patient, she was in such a violent relationship, but she was remained in that relationship, right? Similarly, here they are not able to separate, and because of any reason, if they separate, they are not able to handle their grief. It is a death-like situation. It causes a lot of sadness in them, and it brings a lot of there is a problem of celibacy, sexual weaknesses, and a lot of spinal affection. That's the case. I will take little revision you want to do to understand remedy, because if you see fifth subclass, there are so many spiritual remedy. Now, after that, we will do Apiales. In this, Conaim is there, where again there is a sexual problem. They prefer celibacy, abstinence. So, similar way, Santalum, and it's a spiritual, na? Santalum album, we use it in the spirit. Even olive sac is here in the about this if you have done before. So these are all spiritual remedies, but have a lot of sexual affections also. Along with that, lot of secretions. Lot of griefs, purity, religiousness, and gets connected to God and they forget the world around. That is how is the dissociation from the pain. Lot of depression symptom, cancers. So this was a 47 years old male Indian patient. The case is again from the Yaki's book. So he was engaged and he was about to get married. But because some tragedy happened and fiancé got killed in some accident. And it was so difficult for him to accept. He just could not handle the grief. And he started just wandering around. He was just wandering here and there and moving around. And he was psychologist by profession. Still, he could not handle the trauma. And he became sadhu over a period of time. And he started helping others. He started doing counseling to the people. And he was just wandering here and there to help others. See, he's not able to handle his trauma, but he's helping others. So how he's handling his grief, that is important, the other polarity of the compassionate nature. And then, and the whole life means it is total change in his life from one who was the functioning psychologist to a life of sadhu, where he was just wandering to help people around. And there were the complaints of digestive system and the leg pains. And the symptom considered was the unforgettable grief, which became the sacred to help others. And this remedy was given. So with this, we completed the centenaries, and then we will take the another this 1 second. Another family. If you have any question, you please write down. Huh? We will take it. Fatima, are there any questions? Till then I'm opening. 1 second. You are able to see my PPT? Is my PPT visible? Someone can write. Okay. Okay. I will start. So next order is Celastrales. Fifth column issues. Again, you have to think about the fifth column. And this is into young adult and the mature adult. These two, it covers these two rows. So here is, it's given in late adulthood, that is mature adult stage, but it has qualities of these both the groups, young adult and the late adult. So what is fifth column? Quick revision. You versus me, split between feminine and masculine. Masculine predominates. So male figures are important here. I want to become like my father. My husband should not have done like this. So too much focus on the male figures and they want to become like them. School age, no? So a lot of focus on discipline, going out, logical thinking, reasoning capacity. And see, when you have to function in the society, there are some rules which you have to follow. So the focus is on rules, discipline, legal things. Extremely ambitious people, they work hard. And the religious thing also is a part of fifth column because there is a lot of right and wrong. This is allowed, that is not allowed. Moral issues comes here, and then comes the joint issues where you see a lot of stiffness and the connection with other. No? So a lot of relationship, partnership, companionship, these are the issues of the fifth subclass. And what is young adult? So young adult is age between 20 to 40, right? Where person is very active, ambitious, they've just finished the graduation, going out. So here person comes out to define their identity. Na? So a person with firm sense of identity is prepared for the intimacy. Like these are the now mature relationship. It is not the uh, now what the children call that time pass relationship. It is not like that. It is very important relationships now. And ability to care about others. So what happens now? You're adult enough to take responsibility about others, and at the same time you're grown up enough where you are able to forget yourself to help someone. So readiness to sacrifice and compromise. It's a very important aspect of the relationship. Here you just cannot say I am like this, I am like this, I am like this. No, here we, other, that becomes more importance, and in that you sacrifice yourself. That is important quality of the adult stage. Before that you were small and you were only working for yourself. Now you are working for the, see, now from adult age you are going out for the 20 to 40. Then you will have your old parents, then you have the society where you have to work actively for others. See, you'll become more and more knowledgeable, so you are preparing for that. So now you are learning to sacrifice and compromise in the relationship is very important aspect of young adult age. They start taking productive work, they develop intimate relationship. Now, without sacrificing and without doing for others, you just cannot have intimate relationships. Inability to establish intimacy leads to social isolation and bad relationship. Hmm? Huh? You go, society rejects you, if you are not able to do something for them. And the relationships also, like wife goes away, friends leave you, siblings do not like your interference. So that is how people go away from you. So what is the social crisis? What you have to handle is the intimacy versus all. If you'll be successful in the intimacy, then the isolation will not come. But if you're not able to cross this junction successfully, the isolation will come. And main question, am I loved and wanted in the relationship? If no, I have to work towards it. So that is very important. Shall I share life with someone or live alone? It's a marriageable age, right? So shall I share my life with someone or live alone? The psychosocial strength, when you successfully cross this stage, the love and very strong relationships develop here. This is one stage, young adult stage, and plus the second stage is the mature adult stage. What is mature adult stage? Now you are 40 plus, right? So now you have grown up children, you have aged parents, you have so many relatives who are depend on you. There are society members who call you for the few things, for your knowledge and for so you're demanded everywhere. Yesterday only one patient told me, "Kisi doctor, everyone calls me, like there are so many problems in society and they expect I should do something." And see, this respect everyone likes, no? So this is the age where you are going to this है ना कि value कमानी पड़ती है. So that is what are you going to gather at this age. So this is the stage of maturity, 40 to 60. You have already gathered that strength. You have made those type of relationship. A lot of strong, firm relationship you have developed. And then when you are going ahead now, you are knowledgeable enough. You have lot of wealth of the knowledge. Financially also by this time people are settled. But the wealth, material also, spiritual also, and intellectual also, emotionally also, you are strong by this age. So people call you for your guidance, help us. So contributing to society, helping to guide future generation is very important task of this age. So by this time you have raised your family, you have worked towards the betterment of society. So that brings a lot of sense of productivity and accomplishment. Yes, I have done so much for the people around me. If you're not able to do this, then comes the midlife crisis. Typically, if you see in the psychiatry, it's a very big chapter. Then you look back and you feel, oh, I have not done anything. So it is like a failure. But you want to be productive in every area. It is not only at home, but various areas you want to be productive. And you are involved in lot many activities of welfare of others. By this time, you are attached to NGOs. By this time, you are helping children, grandchildren, students around. So many activities we do. So mature adult is the productivity versus stagnation. If you successfully cross this stage, the sense of productivity comes. If no, then the stagnation comes. Like arsenic, if you see, is not able to use his wealth. No, there is so much miser sensation. So a lot of stagnation. If you see all these symptoms, there is a lot of stagnation. So if person is selfish, unable to help society, sense of dissatisfaction and stagnation comes. Lack of productivity. They get stuck. Typically, in shops and all, if you see on the main counter, very elderly people are sitting and they just do not leave their place and children are around, but they will sit on that cash counter and manage everything. So that stage is the stagnation where you are not yet able to leave that position. So what is the crisis? Productivity versus stagnation. I have to be productive. Otherwise, the stagnation will come. Will I produce something of real value? So it is not only material value. Money gives value, but not that value which is important for this age. Will I produce something of real value? So real word has meaning. And psychosocial strength is care. Now I'm able to care others. I'm able to take care of the people around me. If there are any elderly people, any psychologically disturbed people or handicapped people. So you are able to take bigger challenges of life now. And that is to you're able to help them with the compassion. But what happens in fifth subclass? Masculine is so strong, they do not allow this feminine to function, right? This is the water quality to help other, to give. And masculine says, no, only work, work, work. So what happens? The water element gets constricted. So Celastrales, if you see overall effect on mind is they alter the mood. They have lot of calming effect. They have hallucinogenic properties too. They are mildly aromatic. They have mild aroma. And they are on verge of becoming poisonous too. Means if taken in excess quantity, it can become poisons. So theme one of the celestial is very difficult to remember. Celastrales. So theme one of Celastrales is maturity versus immaturity. Obviously, it will come, right? Because we are into adult and mature adult stage. The first theme will be maturity, whether I'm mature enough or not, because we have seen in these stages also, no? So if you see, it is the similar theme, maturity versus immaturity. So what happens? Either hyper maturity will see where there is overactivity, masculine is more. So what happens? There is overactivity. We are doing too much, too much, too much. And there is other polarity of not doing anything, avoidance. I'm not able to do anything. And so there are two polarities, either overactivity or the avoidance. Issues of maturity at work, advancing in one's career, else avoidance of work. Similarly, if you see, one is work, other is sex, because you are at adult, mature, young adult and mature adult. Both ages are of the strong sexual ages, where sexuality is at peak. So, sexual function, there will be sexual maturity, or there is a sexual affections, like they're not mature. There will be a lot of fertility issues. Both will come, sexual and fertility issues, because this is the fertility age. You are giving back. So metaphorically, if you see, you have to think from that point, okay, how much fertile I am for the society. Over investment in work or mind related activities will lead to exhaustion, lot of exhaustion, because now you are at the end of fifth column. So previously, if you see centenaries, there is a lot of parasitism. Now you are going down. So a lot of exhaustion comes. Lot of liveliness which originates from the water element, feminine quality, but it is missing. So you see liveliness and immediately you see exhaustion. Second quality is cognition, fifth subclass, cognition. But there is a coldness of emotions. There is an exhausted mind. Obviously, all these three will come in mature adult stage, right? Extreme cognition, it becomes the coldness of emotions and the exhaustion of mind. There is no balance between two. No? Ultimately, we have to balance masculine and feminine. And here, there is no balance. So being too masculine, as we are now at the end of the column, is affected. So masculine qualities affected. So slowly what happens with this exhaustion, what will happen? Thoughts are affected. Awareness goes away. Reasoning capacity becomes poor. As there is suppressed water, there is no flow in emotion. So there's a lot of brooding, holding on. Hmm? Water helps you to forgive and forget. But masculine doesn't allow you that. The third theme is social difficulties in the forming the relationship. So fifth subclass is basically for the you're going out and developing relationship outside the world, right? And all the relationship here, because it is fifth subclass, adult stage, mature adult stage. So you see all the types of relationships getting affected here. Non-caring attitude towards other, and it is coupled with depression, withdrawal from society. Important to understand this. What happens when you are not able to cross this mature adult stage constructively, then all the stagnation symptoms comes. Previous stage also, if you see, there is a lot of isolation comes. Hmm? One second. Huh? So you are able to see the intimate relationship versus isolation. What happened? Hmm? This is the relation, and then mature adult stage, productivity versus stagnation. So typically you see these two issues here: maturity issues, then cognition issues, where there is a lot of exhaustion, you lose your thought process, you lose your reasoning capacity, and you develop a lot of social issues, and there is a lot of difficulties in relationship. Hmm? So what happens? Non-caring attitude towards others. Now you're not bothered about them. And usually it is expression of the depression, withdrawal from society, feeling of isolation. So with that comes a lot of anger and quarrelsomeness. They try to impose their opinions on others. Emotional withdrawal and rigidity, ending up of the relationship. See, type of depression which comes up where they disconnect from the others. They feel no one is listening me. That's why still that desire to impose is still there. But then slowly they have to withdraw, and they develop a lot of mental rigidity as well as physical rigidity, a lot of joint issues. Typically, you get sensations like you get a lot of swellings around, a lot of spasms and contractions issues. Sensation of cold is also there. Along with that, there is a lot of dryness, paralysis. Liver is affected in this area more, and this is the sensation. So spasm, contraction, dryness, and cold. These are the issues. With this, we'll take first remedy. Huh? Theme is clear, I think, right? So we have to take fifth subclass theme. Fifth subclass, young adult, mature adult stage, right? So masculine predominates, but as we are here, even masculine energy gets suppressed. So these are fifth issues: intimacy issues, not able to develop constructive relationship, then are not able to contribute to the society, feel the stagnation. There is lack of productivity and they get stuck. So they're not able to cross this juncture successfully. So what happens? Lot of problems in the activity, work. Work is the area which gets affected, and ultimately the family area, then society area. So if you see, there is a reflection all the three areas. And basically, because they are not able to function, there is a avoidant behavior. So issues with maturity at the work, sexual functions are affected, fertility is affected, causes lot of exhaustion. Your cognitive functions are affected, thoughts are affected, awareness, reasoning capacity, everything is affected. So cognition basically gets exhausted by this time. And your social functions are affected. So you're not caring towards the people around you, society around you. There is a withdrawal from the society, feeling of the isolation. There is a lot of, see, old age is again fire, no? So going towards that. So there is a lot of anger and quarrelsome. They impose their ideas on others. They are not able to leave. No? You have to now leave it on others, like your next generation. You have to leave. You have to learn to leave things by this age. Emotional withdrawal and rigidity ending up with that. And these are the sensations: spasm, contraction, coldness. So we'll start with the remedy, Catha adulis. So basically, its leaves are chewed, and when they are chewed, after some time, you see the concentration improves, that learning capacity improves. So it is taken for that. If you have to fund, you have some exam and you have to do something, these leaves are chewed. So and it improves your cognitive function. Like it brings the sense of clarity, helps the person to study for long nights. Strong masculine quality. Along with that, it is a muscle strengthener too. It enhances the male fertility. It increases the self-confidence, social openness, and they talk a lot. And at the physical level, you see there is a lot of bloating sensation, asthma with lot of catarrh. So this is what is the fifth subclass. A lot of effect on the masculine, that is on education, concentration, learning, functioning, working. So what are the proving symptoms? Clarity of mind, alertness, sharpness of thought, such as wanting to study all night. Main themes of the order is thinking, coldness, maturity, fullness, potency, and fertility. Themes of maturity. What you see in this particular remedy is they are observing others, understanding them in adult way. So they have patience to observe others. They're trying to understand them properly. That is a good adult quality, where there is a cognitive, they're understanding it well. Feeling strong, and they have ability to do and fix the problem. Like they're able to handle their problems. And in the sexual sphere, they can make love in a respectable and neat way. It's very important to make connection in a respectable and neat way. Sensation of fullness in the testicles, which causes difficulties in the urination. So effect on the genital system. So initial symptoms are like this, where there is a lot of positive symptoms of the maturity, and other side you see the exhaustion, the fatigue sensation, the concentration difficulties, lot of yawning but cannot sleep. There are a lot of educational issues, making a lot of mistakes, dyslexia, problems basically in writing. See what happens when you are not able to write properly, you're not able to get marks, and then what will happen? Self-depreciation. They feel I'm stupid. My brain is dead. See, it comes so close to even lack, no? So much self-depreciation, because fifth subclass superego is so high, no? So whatever they do, they judge their own actions. Compensatory mechanism, there will be a lot of calmness, even there are issues. There is giggling, laughing, and the funny behavior. This is compensation. Like they are behaving like this, but internal trauma is different. Internally, they are suffering. But this is the external facade that I'm calm. There is no issue. I just laugh and behave funny way. You feel something abnormal in the behavior. The humor is to cover inner sadness. And physical symptoms are craving for Coca-Cola and coffee. Dream of father punishing his son by remaining silent. Despair. See, theme of father, no? It's a fifth subclass. So even if you are at such a age, now you are a young adult and mature adult stage, still that dream of father is still there, and that is to punishing his son. Fifth subclass, superego. And by remaining silent, I'm not able to say anything. There's so much as a superego. Lot of despair and hopelessness. Because a lot of depression is then I'm not able to function in the world. That is the mature adult stage where a lot of depression comes if you are not able to give back to society, not able to do for the society. Hidden beneath is the humor and laughter. Syphilitic miasm, this type of behavior, such a humorous behavior, when there is so much pain inside, this is the expression of syphilitic miasm. There is a lot of hopelessness. All these things, like there is so much depression that they get attracted to the drugs. A lot of alcoholism, drugs are available here. And along with that, the coldness and physical symptom, dryness of the system and the coldness of the system. These are the physical symptoms. So with this, I think I had prepared Ambili but I somehow forgot to save it. So all my data has gone. So with this, we finished 3 remedies and 1 family understanding. If you have any question, you can ask me. I will check the chat. So someone is asking lilium tick comes under what? Lilium tick is monocot, 6th subclass. So if no question, we can stop here. Acha, please show last slide. 1 second. This one? Do we do Centennialist remedies quickly just to differentiate? There is a time. If you want, we will just do the quick recap. There are 10 minutes more. No one wrote anything about that case which I read, huh? I was expecting some inputs from you all. Okay. Fatima, are you there? Anyone is there? Preeti, Fatima, what should we do? We stop or we should take quick revision? Okay. So we'll take a small revision. Okay, Devanshi, Amita will take small revision. Okay. We'll take Centennialist. This is I'm going to do again next time. So Centennialist. I personally felt when I was doing this work, these remedies are really very important, which we miss. It's important to study, and continuous revision is a good thing, so we can remember these remedies. So Centennials is the parasitic plants, adult age and fifth subclass. These are the remedies. Hard to separate between me and you. Holy union. See, Centennials, there is a holy union. It's important to understand. Plus, there are a lot of dependence. There is other side also, no? Power games, evil nature, parasitism. There is a lot of drying up, weakness, exhaustion, inability, thyroid affection. Almost all the remedies we saw a lot of thyroid affection and cancers here. We'll take remedies. This we have done many times now. So Fludipidra we read. Now we see Lopophytum lindri. A leafless, leafless means complete parasite. A leafless parasitic plant found in tropical forest of traditional uses as diuretic, where increased urine secretions. Along with that, there is a depression with parasitic traits. So Lopophytum has no leaves, roots, branches. So it's a complete parasite. Its only occupation is the production. This is Fludipidra. This we have done, that's why I'm not taking again. So Liriosma ovata. It is basically anti-rheumatic remedy. Fifth subclass means rheumatism, rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylosis, all these remedies, all these illnesses you have to think of, because all these illnesses causes a lot of stiffness and spasm. So basically it causes adult stage, na? So it causes a lot of stimulation of the sexual function, increases the sexual desire by increasing the testosterone production. So basically, high sexual function. It also reduces the stress. It has effect on blood pressure, but it reduces the stress. And again, a common symptom of Centennials is the lot of weakness, exhaustion, and energy loss, and the suppression of the sexual life. It has anti-rheumatic effects. So how madam does the one-liner? Next time I will make it, because this time I didn't got time, so I could not do it. But that is very important key. One-liners will help you. So this is anti-rheumatic remedy with a lot of paralysis, muscular pain, analgesia, menstrual cramps. And it has again anti-parasitic cleansing, like a lot of stomachache. And this remedy helps in the deworming. It causes a lot of dysentery. So basically, testosterone booster. There is one patient, now I am remembering while talking to you, I'm giving him Lactan, fifth subclass, and everything is under control, but he's only saying, doctor, give me something as a testosterone booster. And I said, any problem in sexual activity? He said, everything is good, but I want just the booster. So let me think if this remedy comes there. So Liriosma, so lack of testosterone due to parasitic quality, Lack of energy can lead to hormonal disorder, low masculine energy, which can result in innervation and impotency. Again, see, the whole this thing is good after chemotherapy. One may feel disconnected, dejected, experience decreased sexual desire and impotency. So we have to see what is the effect of chemotherapy on a patient. Here, if you see, the typically effect is on the sexual function in Leriosma. So we can give there in Sentinellis, which we saw, there is a lot of weakness. So we have to write down what are the side effects of the chemotherapy and when to use these remedies. So it is very good for the after stroke effects. Same thing, impotence and menstrual things. So conclusion is, it is used to improve sexual function, control blood pressure, increase in the testosterone production, fight against dysentery and parasites, anti-rheumatic properties. All these 5 symptoms you can write down to remember this remedy, Leriosma. That will speak about the remedy. Then you can connect to 5th subclass, adult stage, you will be able to make the complete totality. Loranthus. No, Loranthus is semi-parasite. Previously was the complete, Leriosma is the complete parasite. Now this is the semi-parasite. So they like to talk. Now we would talk last time. There is obsessive need to talk, obsessive need to communicate. And if they are not able to communicate, they feel very heavy. Need to communicate with the other is so excessive. If not met, they feel very angry. And with that anger, what happens? There is a lot of burning issues, burning of the tongue. Tongue is very heavy. Paralysis of tongue, constriction of throat. See, I'm not able to communicate. That's why I'm creating this type of pathology. And there is a slandering behavior. See, this is important. Loranthus finishes the plant on which it is parasite. Like parasite takes that much ki plant should survive, then only it will survive. No, but it finishes the plant and in process he is also gets finished. No? So excessive communication, excessive need with lack of communication, either me or you. See, in that process both dies, na? Either me and you. Throat issues, throat chakra is affected. I'm not able to communicate, which causes a lot of tongue issues. So maliciousness, evilness, so comes close to Merck type of behavior, no? Proving wealth of mind, lot of anger, maliciousness, arrogance, misuse of power, grandeur behavior. Lot of nausea, throat issues, stricture formation, intestinal cancers, parasitic behavior, weakness. So attempt to communicate may be ignored and crossing the boundaries of the other can lead to dictatorship, cruel behavior. This can result in anger and outbursts in the attempt to overcome the sensation of being oppressed. See, so much animalistic type. Na? Here, many times we will forget this is plant. Probably we'll go to animal kingdom. But 5th subclass lower gives lot of feeling of animal. Lack of mercy and sensitivity, exploitation, slandering, dictatorship, heartlessness, lack of sensitivity. Okubaka, today only we took, which causes death of trees around it. All the trees around this tree gets killed. Lot of weakness, fatigue. Illnesses means weakness which comes after illnesses like influenza or after allopathic medicine or after chemotherapy. So basically a lot of weakness. Along with that, you see thyroid and thymus gland affection, immunity low with lot of allergies, respiratory, skin, abdominal allergies, and then the cancerous affection. Chronic state. So much is the weakness. It attracts the fungus, candidiasis, autoimmune disorders. And then this case. The case was really good where patient said, I want the symbiotic relationship along with a lot of allergies and cancer and abusive relationship. So think about in the abusive relationship. Many times I've seen in abusive relationship, because it's abusive, we directly go to animal kingdom and then we directly go to lack remedies. Think about this. So much is the abuse is there in the fifth subclass, in the lower rows also. Santalum, spiritual remedy, sacred parasite. Effects on genital tract and kidney, creating lot of discharges, pustular discharges. It has a theme of lot of discharges, and along with that, if you see, the grief theme has come where they are not able to separate from the person, and then comes the theme of the religiosity where they are completely gets connected to the God and they forget the world. I like this, they dance and sing and they feel happy when they're connected to the God. And the lymphatic cancer. Very important is the death of loved ones. So we did a revision of all the remedies. I think now we can stop. If any question, you can ask me quickly. I enjoyed studying these remedies. I don't know how you are feeling while studying. Okay, there are no questions. There is no conversation, anything. We stop here. Preeti, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Should we stop now?
Yes, we can stop. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm leaving.